And she like has a passport with her just in case she needs to quickly leave the country. Was this a concern in 95?
Her world is so stupid. Sure, let her hold her passport so she can pretend she's gonna fucking travel. Sorry. I just can't believe multiple people were like, this is the film.
Welcome to When Harry Dumped Sally. This is a podcast where we watch a movie with a couple, a romantic movie, a romantic comedy. Sometimes the comedy happens.
Yeah, and ideally, everyone is conscious.
Yes, ideally in these movies, the people are conscious. We discuss the relationship in the movie, how long we think they will stay together after the credits roll.
And who breaks up with whom.
And why. Today we did While You Were Sleeping.
Yeah, a film from 1995.
95. Neither of us had seen this before.
No, I was recommended a couple times.
Multiple people recommended this.
I don't know how anyone remembered it, to be honest.
Logline for this movie. Yeah. A hopelessly romantic Chicago Transit Authority ticket booth operator is mistaken for the fiance of a comatose patient. And I think mistaken
generous
is very generous. I think the truth is she lies. She lies this entire movie.
She doesn't lie initially.
She doesn't lie initially.
She just kind of talks to herself. Someone overhears and goes, fiance, and then she never argues.
And she does lies. She does lie. Where you're like, oh, I didn't lie. I just withheld the truth.
Forever.
You're still lying.
It's a liar. You're a liar.
You still lied. We've got Sandra Bullock as Lucy.
Yeah.
And she has a crush on Peter, played by Peter Gallagher.
I have to say that his name is Peter Gallagher. Who's he played by?
Peter Gallagher is the actor, and he plays Peter Callahan, the character.
All right.
It's written for him.
That's so funny. I know this is rude. Mm-hmm. I just couldn't find him more unattractive.
He's definitely got like super villain vibes.
Yeah, the lips are too much.
Mm-hmm.
The eyebrows are too much.
It's definitely like a specific woman's type, but I don't know.
It's giving fish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you were more into his brother.
He's blonde.
Okay, sure.
It's a real lose-lose situation here.
So you are going to get into, you agree with, I assume, the blondes versus brunette argument that they kept like having in this. It's like, oh, he's usually into blondes. You're usually into brunettes. Like people have to pick one or the other.
I mean, you know that I really, really not into blonde men, respectfully.
What about blonde women?
Hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about brunette women?
Hot.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really is a targeted situation here. Yeah.
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 What about gray men?
Gray?
Yeah.
Okay.
Black hair.
Great.
Okay.
I want to be clear.
Red hair.
I have jokes about... I dated a redhead once, and now it's really triggering because he went kind of crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll get into the hair color situation. Anyway, we got Sandra Bullock as Lucy. She has a crush on Peter, and Bill Pullman is Jack, his brother.
Who in my notes I keep calling Walter because we met him first in Sleepless in Seattle.
Our very first one had him.
Yeah.
First episode.
Okay, but ultimately, so our thing of like who and how long do they last for? It is regarding her.
It is regarding her and Jack,
who is the brother of the guy who's in a coma.
Mm-hmm. Ultimately, they end up together.
Because they quote unquote fall in love while his brother's in a coma.
Married.
Yeah.
I just, people are making choices in this movie. And I feel like, okay, this movie was not as frustrating for me as The Graduate, but I would say also in this movie, people were doing things that I was like, why are we doing, like, nothing affected anyone.
So I, before this podcast, did not watch movies. Mm-hmm. And it's just been a string of, I shouldn't be watching movies.
This is our last episode.
We gave it a good go. Turns out we're breaking up after, what is it, 8 episodes, 9 episodes?
Yeah. Let's predict how long. This is episode 10.
Oh, this is 10?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So, we had a good run.
Yeah.
And did anyone predict it?
No. Okay, yeah. I don't understand some of the reactions in this movie. I don't get why.
Let's just say how long we think that they're... All right. Well, okay. It's really hard because they got married, and that always
really messes
adds
it up. That's what I was
a
gonna say.
layer. Because if they weren't married, my answer would be...
Like a few months.
Yeah,
Me
couple
too.
months.
100%.
But now we've got marriage in the loop, but it's 95. We can get divorced. And so, all right, I've got an answer.
The thing is, like, what if they have kids? You know what I mean?
People get divorced with kids.
Yes, I'm a perfect example. Well,
Especially, I don't know. I feel like the 90s, people are all about divorce in the 90s.
Well, so I mean, I know it's myself. Okay, sorry. No, I want to go back. All of these movies we've watched recently, people are so willy-nilly about marriage.
Yes.
And then now it's like, that's why the divorce rates were nuts. Exactly. No one was thinking about it. They act like going on marriage is the same as asking out on a date.
It was like, oh, well, we have to get married. Like, I don't know. The behavior was wild.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. If they're married, maybe like 3 to 5 years if they don't have kids.
I was going to go with 2.
Okay. Fine with that. Fine with that.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we're doing here. That's what I don't know what the fuck this relationship
Me
is.
neither.
Yeah. What? She's really desperate.
Who breaks up with who?
I feel like
I think he breaks up with her. Yeah.
Because he has a loving family and like he's gonna understand.
He's
like
got support. He's got resources. Yep.
She is desperate because we find out early on her mom died young and then her dad just died like a few years ago. A year ago, yeah. And her and her dad had a really close relationship, of course.
Must be nice.
But because there's no mom in the picture. No mom.
I think it's just unclear if she's like in love with him or just like in love with having a family.
Yes.
Which like,
I think she's just in love with having a family.
Yeah.
She even says that at the end. She's like, I fell in love with you. Like the whole family.
And the grandfather's like, me? Also, what's he from? He's so familiar.
It's Peter Boyle.
Everybody loves Raymond. That's what I know him from. He's the dad. I guess we should go through this fucking movie.
This movie was not the worst, but it was certainly like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, and I think it just come at a tough time after some films that have been also...
I mean, The Graduate really ruined us.
Yeah. Did we watch another one before The Graduate?
We watched Crazy Stupid Love before The Graduate.
Okay, and actually, I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Not all movies are bad.
Not all movies are bad. Not all movies, just like not all men.
Yeah, not all men. Listen, to the men in our comment section and in every woman's comment section.
And they are not listening to this for the record, but grow up.
Grow the fuck up. And if we're talking about men, we're talking about the collective idea of men.
No, I disagree. We're talking to you. We're talking about you.
If you take it personally when somebody talks about men, then yeah, we're definitely talking about you.
Yeah.
Okay. she starts off, she's talking about things she remembers about her dad.
Yeah.
And right after that, she talks about crazy Uncle Erwin who fell asleep in his mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And I thought about crazy Uncle Natasha.
That's what I want. I've asked my friends who have kids and my brother if he has got to call me crazy Uncle Natasha. I really long for that. So I'm going to fall asleep in some mac and cheese. Easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
You probably do that anyway.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
She works at this ticket booth. She's got a crush on Peter Callahan.
She's never talked to him. He just comes in between 8:01 and 8:15 to catch his train.
Fan of his supervillain eyebrows
and his fish lips.
And she has a cute cat. I thought her cat was super cute.
Yeah.
She could have had a happy life. I don't know. Working at a ticket booth maybe isn't that fun, but she had a cute cat.
Is the implication she should be happy?
Yeah. She shouldn't be so desperate to marry someone.
Yes,
You got
I
a nice
agree with
cat.
that part.
What do you mean? Why are you so desperate to get married?
Yeah.
Your life seems cool.
Yeah, you're right.
And she's got this like weird fucking neighbor who's
her landlord's son who's weird with her, Joey Jr.
Yeah.
She gets her Christmas, it's Christmas season. She's pulling her Christmas tree through a window and breaks her landlord's window or whatever. She keeps a tiny Christmas present in her crazy sleeves and her sweater. Whatever, wacky lady.
She's a wacky lady. This is, I guess, a Christmas or a holiday movie, which I didn't realize. I was like, I guess we could have saved this, but we watched it now,
I'm
and
glad
that's
we did
fine.
I think there are other
Better ones.
I said other.
There are plenty of, holiday.
Is this our first Chicago-based film? It's in Chicago, and it wanted us to know a Chicago people ate hot dogs with mustard only. They just want mustard, no ketchup.
I respect that. Ketchup's disgusting.
Wow, you're one of those.
Yep.
I'm neutral on ketchup.
Yeah, I really find it upsetting as a condiment.
Upsetting.
What
disgusting. Upsets you about
it's
it?
Gross. It's fucking gross. That's what's upsetting about it.
Is it that it's sweet?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I get that. That's
I
so
think it's bad. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. No. This isn't an
Thank you.
argument.
I'm glad
We're not in a cockroach territory here.
It's nothing too crazy.
I just do think sometimes ketchups are a little too sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need sweet stuff on my food.
It's loaded with sugar.
Yeah.
You know, for a while, for like kids' lunches, they counted tomato sauce as a vegetable.
I think they still do.
They probably do.
They're like, pizza's a vegetable.
We're in hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Christmas, whatever.
She does this. She's recommended for Employee of the Month. It might be our first Chicago. I bet we'll get a lot of Chicago's.
Probably.
Chicago's one of the cities that things happen in.
Here's the thing. I can't tell if she's actually getting recommended for Employee of the Month or this guy, I think his name's Jerry, is just manipulating her to convince her to work on Christmas. He's like sweet talking her.
But she always works on holidays because she has no family.
Yeah, but as I say at the end of the scene, she's the only one without family.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if we'd have a discussion about this. What's your take with tinsel on Christmas trees?
I don't understand the tinsel that they were doing on the tree where they're just like casually like dropping it.
That's tinsel.
I've seen tinsel where it's like a garland that
Well,
you
you're
like
talking about
wrap.
a garland.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Apparently, I don't know shit about Christmas.
Tinsel's always tossed. You're always tossing tinsel.
That seems fucking obnoxious to take care of.
Thank you. I agree completely.
Why would you? That seems like a waste of time.
It can look okay on her tree. Sometimes it looked okay because I think the idea is it like mimics snowdrops or raindrops, like some shine you're seeing from that. But like especially on I think the family's Christmas tree, it just looks so messy, tossed all over it like spaghetti.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
I don't know that I've ever seen this. And I had the same thought. I was like, this looks bad. Is that what some people do?
Tinsel's bad and people use it in the past.
Yeah. I don't like a complicated Christmas tree situation.
Yeah.
I'm like reusable, couple pieces, already pre-lit.
Okay, you're talking about Christmas tree, not tree.
Yes.
From home, put it together, boom.
Yes.
I do think that is a lot more convenient, a lot easier. I am enamored by the smell of a Christmas tree.
Come on, light a candle.
I love sticking my face in a tree. I haven't smelled a candle that smells like sticking your face in a Christmas tree. I haven't smelled that yet.
I just feel like it's messy and you have to like go somewhere to get it every year.
It is messy and all of that is true. And I, as an adult, have never bothered to, I think, get a whole Christmas tree in my house.
No.
As an adult, I think I've only had like the little like Trader Joe's mini trees.
Oh, sure.
But I've never gone full Christmas tree on my own. I wouldn't bother. But like growing up, loved having a Christmas tree.
Okay.
And love being in houses with Christmas trees. I'm finding more and more, I think you guys were in San Francisco, that I quite like Christmas a lot.
I know.
Yeah.
I've gotten better with Christmas as I've gotten older. My family was never a real tree family though, so I never grew up with that.
That's fair.
It seems inconvenient.
It is inconvenient.
So
Yep, it is. That's why my mom doesn't do it anymore. And I was like, no, why?
I get it. Like, I guess, you know, you go and you pick out the tree or something. And that's an event to do with your child.
I guess. It's really about sticking your face in the tree. I really like sticking my face in the tree. That makes sense.
Okay? I understand. I get the why people do a real tree.
Yeah.
Anyway, tinsel, I don't know why the fuck you would do that. That's just like a mess.
It's ridiculous.
Do you take it off afterwards or do you throw it away? Do you have to buy new tinsel every year?
I assume you do not reuse the tinsel, but I don't know.
I think that's another thing.
We're not a tinsel family
with
either.
The like real tree, it all just feels very wasteful to me. I'm like, okay, you just like brought a whole tree in, a bunch of plastic tinsel, tossing it on there, and then we're throwing it all away after like a couple weeks. That seems crazy to me.
Jesus would have hated that.
Yeah, Jesus said no. I don't like that.
No, thank you.
All right, so fucking who knows? She at some point she's maybe becoming employee of the month, and
I think
he's saying things, and she says that she didn't vote and she hates parades.
I saw that. That was a bit much.
I don't know. It's the 90s. I guess we don't.
No, yeah.
I don't know. A parade's fun. Whatever.
Whatever. So it's Christmas Day. She's working. He says
the guy she likes,
Peter, says, I think hi to her or something. She doesn't even clock it. And then he's out there and some guys push him onto some train tracks.
He's like getting mugged or something and he gets pushed onto the tracks. There was also a big Second City advertisement behind him while that was happening.
Well done. And she jumps to like wake him up, but she's really doing it too gingerly. She's like, she isn't shaking him. She just kind of compliments him.
Crazy. She
barely
jumps.
Yelling.
He's literally on the tracks.
Yes.
And she jumps on top of it and waves her hand in his face like this.
As if she doesn't see trains there every day. I'm sure she's seen people get killed on those train tracks. Okay?
Somebody has committed suicide on those tracks.
Yep.
And she's just waving her hand. I was like,
face.
Hit him.
Yell for real.
Run. Yell for other people.
Instead of just like, well, she's like, blah, blah, you smell really good. The train is an express train. Blah.
She's like, the train's coming. It's a fast one. Oh, no.
And so I guess she pulls them and like rolls them out of the way.
Yeah.
From that shot, it just feels so unlikely.
It is crazy. Then she's in the hospital. He's, in a coma now.
Like you are.
She's not allowed to see this man because of how she doesn't fucking know him
at all. And she's like saying to herself, like, blah, blah, I love, blah, blah. I was going to marry him. And a nurse heard it, feels bad, lets her in because this nurse loves love.
It's the 90s and nobody checked for anything because 9/11 hasn't happened yet.
She's like, let him hear your voice, hon. And I'm like, dude, the last thing you want is to hear a weird stalker lady's voice when you just had a coma.
Yes.
Like, this nurse doesn't even like show me the ring, mama. Like, the what?
Yeah.
It's just like, you don't.
And then the family's there.
Yeah.
And the family just accepts this. They're like, this is his fiance. And they're just like, and the mom is like, did you steal him from Ashley? I'm like, he clearly has some other partner that we learn more about later. And the whole family's just like, oh, must be your fiance. And I feel like this has happened in other movies now that we've watched in the 90s. And I'm like, what is going on in the 90s where people just like are getting engaged, are announcing that they're engaged to their families, and their families don't know shit about this person? What?
Yeah. I mean, I think that was particularly crazy in Sleeping in Seattle.
Yes.
But this one, I mean, his brother knew he had a different girlfriend. People knew he had a different girlfriend. It's crazy the family just accepts it so fast.
Yeah.
But they're like, whatever. They're happy she saved his life.
Sure.
And he is in a coma. And as one of the characters said, on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
There's no good day to be in a coma. Hot take.
No.
Most days, bad days to be in a coma.
I don't know. I could use a coma.
I mean, I was going to say he woke up on New Year's. And I'm like, there are a lot of years where I'd be like, just put me in a coma for the rest of this year.
Yeah.
Very valid. Anyway, he's got a fan. I hate these premises where it's to just like, oh no, they got a big secret they've goofed themselves into and now they're not going to tell anyone for a while.
She's not going to tell anyone.
It just gets me so stressed out.
Because, well, and it's such a stupid lie.
Yep.
To go along with, but she's crazy, so whatever. She comes to visit him then regularly, even if you were like, oh, I'm going to like, oh no, I fucked up and the family thinks I'm his fiance. This is the 90s. No one's gonna find you. You just leave.
Don't visit ever again.
You leave. You never come back to the hospital. No one ever sees you again. Your problem is solved. But no, she decides she needs to come back to the hospital at a later date and just tell this random sleeping man about her life.
Yep.
She has a cat in an apartment. She has sole possession of the remote control, and she's never met anyone she could laugh with. You've never met this man. You don't know if you can laugh with him.
Yep. It's crazy. She says, have you ever fallen in love with someone you haven't even talked to? And I'm like, I think that is when men are at their best, frankly.
So you think you could fall in love with someone
I
that you haven't
but
even
I tell you,
to?
I can get disinterested pretty quick once they open their mouths.
Oh, absolutely. But that's why you can't fall in love with somebody that you've never talked to.
No, you can't.
Insane.
And she's like made up all these things in her head. Like she has nothing to even go off of. Like I've been spitting with someone who I've talked to a little bit. It is crazy when they have not talked to you. Mm-hmm. I don't know. The way she's just telling him everything about her life.
She is sad and lonely and needs friends.
Yeah.
And a therapist.
It's just big guy vibes for me, to be honest. Like
very femcel.
And it's very polite, honestly, that she's doing it to him while he's in a coma so he doesn't have to really listen.
Yeah.
Thoughtful.
Honestly.
God, I am just shitting so much on everything about this. I'm sorry. I apologize to listeners.
Well, this movie is insane.
Yeah.
And this relationship is bad.
Yeah.
And you can't fall in love with somebody that you've never spoken to. No. And it's crazy in these movies where people, and I do think that there's people who are like this in real life where like getting married is their ultimate goal. And that's insane. It's people on Love is Blind. They're like, oh, all I've wanted is to get married, but I just can't find the person. Why do you want to get married so badly? Yeah. Why do you need that? What is that? What is that desperate desire for this thing? Or like sometimes I'll see people be like, if he hasn't proposed to me in 2 years, like we're done. Like what's even the point of being someone if you're not his wife? And I'm like, what do you mean? Why is this some ultimate goal? Why do you need that? What is it?
I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I don't understand marriage at all, but I understand a little bit if you have an idea that you need to have a kid by a certain age and so you need this in place for that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe.
Yeah.
But, we're a couple girlies who aren't getting married.
There are some reasons to get married, but I don't think she has any of those reasons.
I mean, ideally, you are like in love with the person and you know them well enough to tie your lives together.
Legally.
Yep. You get some blood tests done.
Jesus. All right. Anyway, the family decides to invite her to celebrate Christmas with them.
Crazy.
She like meets his coworker. She finds out some accident
happened.
I don't fucking know.
It's weird. It doesn't matter. So much of this movie honestly doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is what was infuriating about this movie. Nothing mattered.
Yep.
No one had any reactions to anything that was said. There was no anything. Yeah. Nothing mattered.
Nothing mattered. whatever. She has a
She
couch.
talks
She
to
gets a TV
her
dinner.
boss, and she's like, oh, what should I do? If I tell the truth, the grandma will have a heart attack. And her boss tells her to go along with it.
And then later he changes his mind.
He changes his mind later on. I'm like, dude, you were the first person to be like, you have to go along with it.
Yeah.
Why? Why does she have to go? Never speak to these people again. They will not find you.
They will never know you.
You're in Chicago. It's a big city. You're never going to see them again.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So she comes to Christmas. She's in family photos. She's just crashing this Christmas party. They give her a gift.
So sad. So sad.
And then we finally meet.
I did write, damn, I love Christmas vibes, because I do.
Yeah.
She looks through his yearbook and like, you don't know him.
You don't know this man.
Yeah. And then eventually, and then they made her stalking, and we do see, well, I think before we see Walter, it's not his name, but Jack, before we see that, we get a cut to Coma Boy's voicemail.
Yes, and we've got Ashley leaves a voicemail. I will marry you. I did a lot of thinking, and I will. And it's crazy to tell someone that you'll marry them over voicemail.
She says specifically, what the hey? What the hey? I will marry you.
I will marry you.
What the hey?
People are so just casual about getting married.
I hate this. It's like they're talking about like agreeing to like, I don't know, go to a bar.
Right.
What the hey? Let's go.
What the hey?
Whatever. It's Sunday. What the hey?
Let's just do it. Let's just get married. I'll say yes over the voicemail.
I just don't get what anyone's getting out of this.
I don't know what's happening. I do feel like this movie, I was trying to figure it out. And I think towards the end, I was like, maybe this movie knows that it's crazy. This is where this is always my big question on these. I'm like, do we know? Do we at least know this is insane?
I just don't think that it knows.
It wasn't self-aware enough. I was concerned. There was something that happened at the end where I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. And maybe they know it is.
I don't know. I don't know. And I don't trust them.
No. So whatever.
Maybe. Okay. This is so generous. Maybe since they didn't have dating apps, they really don't understand the multitude of people you can meet in your life. Maybe places felt smaller, but Chicago's huge. I do
think that there is something to be said with that and I think dating apps make people. It's like the whole option paralysis kind of thing where you have too many options
and
decision fatigue. Yeah, and so. I'm sure that people were a little bit more like, oh my God, I met a person. Like, let's do it. There's nobody else in the world. But like, you still talk to them for a bit.
You should. I also I mean, again, none of this I relate to because I'm reasonable, but like my mom just kind of no thoughts to whether or not she get married, no thoughts to whether or not she had kids. In her mind, she's just like, yeah, this is what we all do. I'm going to get married. I'm going to have kids. And I guess some people maybe are that way as well.
I really feel like that's how it was for a very long time, especially for women.
I do get that for women. It was like, necessary as well.
What else are you going to do? But this was the 90s, but like also was the 90s. So who knows? They're still like in crazy mind. They don't realize that.
There are other options. There's a whole world out there, baby girl.
I don't know. All right. So Jack comes home in the middle of the night. He's like, that's not his fiance.
No.
And then he was like, I was confused by this. He's like, maybe I'll stay the night. I was like, bro, you literally just showed up. Everyone is in bed. You're going to pop over and then leave?
It also felt like he was staying the night because he was suspicious about this partner or something, which felt a little weird too.
I was just like, what are we doing? All right. So he's there. Then we have this great scene, probably the best scene in the movie, the newspaper scene.
Yeah, that was good. I don't know if that was the best one, but it was good.
Yeah? What do you think is the best scene in the movie?
The one that I could not stop laughing at.
I feel like, okay.
We'll get there.
I love
this one was a good little scene. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a cutaway. It has nothing to do with anything. There's some kid riding a bike, the newspaper kid, and he throws the newspaper and just fully like eats shit off his bike.
Yeah, just spins out almost like a crazy way I've never seen someone fuck up on a bike. Just like does a crazy like spin to the floor.
Wild. And it was great. I loved it.
It was good. It was good.
She meets Jack. He welcomes her to the family for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
They go to church. They're having a conversation in the middle of church.
The whole family without her about Lucy.
Yeah.
Where they're like, what? She's his fiance? Why is it announced in the Tribune? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
The grandma had a nice little, how she prefers when church stuff is done in Latin, because then you don't even know what they're saying.
Yes, it's nicer when you don't know what they're saying. And then she also has the line, how did Joe Kelly get to be elector? He takes marijuana.
He takes marijuana. And the color she wears the whole thing is gray. Her eyes are wild.
Yeah, she's nuts. I like her.
So Lucy's then in her room going through all of
his stuff that
Peter's
he's got
from his
he
work.
notices that he has cat food, so she's like, I'll go to his apartment to feed the cat that's presumably there.
The vibe in the apartment is not, I have a cat. The apartment vibe is insane.
It's like, I'm very rich and I have a nice apartment.
It didn't feel like normal. It felt weird. Like everything is sterile. Big, spacious, white with big black furniture. Like it was very, it was weird.
Museum kind of
just like
vibes.
It felt like an asshole, even in his wallet, she finds a photo of him like posing with a tennis racket.
Is this your wallet? You have pictures of yourself?
He has pictures of himself everywhere, even in his apartment. Yeah. He's just a real piece of shit.
But she's in love with him for some fucking reason.
Oh my God.
Jack goes to her apartment. How does he know where it is? Who knows? He asks her creepy neighbor if he knows her, and her creepy neighbor's like, yeah, I'm dating her.
Yep. Why?
I don't know.
He's crazy. They're all crazy. She breaks into Coma Boy's apartment.
And then Jack shows up. And he's like, Peter doesn't have a cat. And then a cat arrives. It's Ashley's cat.
It's clear it's Ashley's cat, but
it's a cute cat.
Yeah.
Some good cats in this movie, 2 of them.
I can't imagine us seeing a cat on screen in one of these movies and you going, not a cute cat. I'm going to be honest.
There's some ugly cats.
Haven't seen you say that about any of the films we've watched.
We haven't seen an ugly cat film yet.
Yes, okay. I look forward to when we do. I look forward to it.
I've commented on some weird cats this weekend, and I'm not going to say what cat it was.
I guess, those are the kind of cats they put in movies.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sexy fucking cats in the films.
They put hot cats in movies.
All right.
I am going to comment on all the cats, especially in a movie where they had nothing else going for it.
Really nothing. Jack walks in. She accidentally hits his head. And Ashley's cat, this Coma Boy, has a bunch of Baskin Robbins in his freezer. It's the only redeeming quality he has, that he likes ice cream. I love ice cream.
He starts quizzing her. He's like, what's her favorite team? His favorite team. She says Chicago.
Yep.
I don't know.
And
I didn't realize that he had a bunch of Baskin Robbins in the freezer.
A ton.
I didn't clock that because he was like, what's his favorite ice cream? And I assumed he meant flavor. And she was just like, Baskin Robbins.
And they're like, wow.
Wow.
His freezer was loaded with pints.
Yeah.
It was very wacky.
And then the family, he's like, prove that you're dating. She's like, he has 1 testicle.
And, well, it turns out he did from his weird accident that his coworker was not apologizing for, but talked about.
Coworker stabbed him in the balls with a pencil while they were playing basketball.
I don't know. They just want to touch each other.
Yeah.
So, whatever. It turns out he has 1 testicle. She's right.
Everything in this movie, I'm going through this, and I'm like, what is happening in this movie?
Tess, I'm just like so pissed.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I just feel like we're going back and forth from place to place to place, and she has so many opportunities to say that this is not what's happening.
No.
What?
So it's back to her house, I guess, and
she hides Joe Jr. in the closet because he's being a fucking creep, and she's never like, get the fuck away from me.
She just lets him in her house.
She just lets him in, lets him go in the closet, and then
they're like neighbor.
Saul shows up.
Yep.
His
the godfather
of Peter.
Boy.
And he says he knows the truth.
Yeah, because he's listening to her talk to Coma Boy that night.
Yes. And then he's like, don't tell them a thing.
Yep. And so
he tells her not to tell the truth. Everyone's telling her to go along with this lie. That is crazy.
2 people are telling her to go along with this lie.
And
2 men are telling her.
Insane.
2 wacky old men. Anyway, then immediately Jack comes over with an engagement present for the family, which is
furniture,
a big couch. She thought it was the beautiful chair that Jack made. Jack makes chairs, chair. Whatever.
Oh my God.
They get into the apartment. They get to move the couch into Jack's apartment. That's where the guy who works at the hotel says he's heard about Ashley and that she's scary.
Yeah.
And whatever, he's blocked in with his big moving truck, and so he's not able to get out, and so he decides to walk
her back to the apartment.
Home.
So now they're like, is the couple on the bridge the part that you laughed at?
Thank you. So they are walking by the river, and then I think one of the people talk about having a maps, and there's this weird ass couple like making out you can barely see. One of the men shouts, "I love maps, I live by them."
Wait, what? Wait, doesn't he yell that?
Nope. What? Couple saying, "I love it, I live by them." And then our main people just keep walking.
They just keep walking by, and then she keep making out. Because she's talking about her dad, and she's like, my dad loves maps. And this couple, I don't know. What the fuck?
That's why I just died. That's why I lost it.
No, that was another great, like, weird little throwaway. What are we doing?
Honestly, like, give us more of those and condense all of the other bullshit. I didn't need any of this stuff with Joey Jr. Throw him out. It doesn't do anything for me. It's a waste of time.
They're talking on the bridge, and she, like, has a passport with her just in case she needs to quickly leave the country.
Yeah.
Was this a concern in 95?
I don't know. Good
She's
for
planning
her.
a trip to Florence.
Her world is so stupid. You know, sure, let her hold her passport. She can pretend she's gonna fucking travel. Sorry. I just can't believe multiple people were like, this is the film. Sorry, I'm losing it. Good God.
We're going.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine. All right, whatever. They're at her apartment, and then they're slipping, and they slip into each other's arms, and that's
it's
like
so icy.
because it's Chicago, because it's fucking cold.
Wow, good for them. It's Christmas. And I'm like, there are probably plenty other people here who walked through that ice normal, and they just can't fucking
They
handle
haven't
it.
salted the ice at this fucking apartment.
The ice isn't littered with bodies right now. These are the only 2 who can't
They
manage.
really are incapable. Whatever. They just really want to fall on top of each other.
They do.
Now she likes Jack, and she tells, I don't even fucking remember who, I'm having an affair. I like Jack.
She'll Jerry her boss or whoever it is again. And it's so confusing. And now Jerry says to tell the truth. Like, oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks. Now, why didn't you tell her earlier? And then he says a weird thing where he's like, you can't just take a family. You're born into a family. You do not join them like you
now
do the
he's
Marines.
like, you have to tell the truth, even though he initially told her.
And then he says, you're cheating on a vegetable. And I'm like, where's your stance on this? Like, she's not in a relationship. It's just, no one's consistent.
Place.
It doesn't make any sense. So then Walter is playing cards. Sorry, it's not Walter. Jack's playing cards with his coma boy brother.
I hope this episode's really good. Oh my God. He's playing poker, and then he's like, I'm going to cut the deck. High card gets Lucy. Because now he likes Lucy. And high card, I just like, I don't know. What are we doing?
Sandra Bullock is beautiful.
Yes.
I love watching her in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, being in love with her, I guess. I don't know. I don't care.
And then, I don't know, they're back at dinner. Oh, here, we get a blonde and brunette thing. This is where Jack's at dinner, the family's at dinner, and the family's like, oh, are you his type? And they're like, no, he usually goes for blondes. And then it's like, oh, Jack, what's your type? And he's like, I like blondes. And the sister's
like chubby blondes.
I like chubby blondes. And the sister's like, no, you like brunettes. And Sandra Bullock is like, oh my God, he likes brunettes.
Yeah, I mean, I think she also like clocks that he said it on purpose for reans. You know, I think it's supposed to be like a little moment.
I just feel like the whole hair color thing, it's like, calm down, we can change our hair color. Like, it's not a thing.
Like men should calm down about it with their whole women are like this, women are like that with their hair color sort of thing. Yeah, I know people like have types, but I almost can't tell if that's like I
don't understand the type thing because, and I know that people have types, like people tend to like, and I just like, I don't know that I think I have like personality types. I have like vibes that I tend to go for, but I think if you lined up, especially if we're just going to go with like people that I've like hooked up with, like there's no consistency.
I just think when it comes to like men talking about like I prefer blondes or I prefer brunettes, I don't think it is a hair color thing. I think there's extra stuff loaded into the concept of a blonde,
dumb women, or I like
loaded into the
smart
concept
women.
of brunettes. I really think that, you know, I think it's like wrapped up in more than just this is the color hair.
Yeah, especially in the 90s.
Yeah.
Weird. All right, so there's that. Then they're leaving. And it's, hey, look, you're under the mistletoe.
Oh
Kiss her. It's tradition. Her and Jack, what?
Yes, their whole family, the family of Coma Bro, is like
assumes that she is engaged to him.
It's like, yeah, but make out with her brother because you're under the mistletoe and it's tradition.
And the mistletoe is literally right at the front door, so people should be
making out with each
constantly.
Other. They kiss on the mouth.
They kiss on the mouth.
The family
applauds.
Whole
family claps. What is happening? Then we're back at her job and the younger sister and her friend are there and she like lets them into her little booth for like some fucking reason.
It's all a dumbass boring mix up where her coworkers surprised that apparently she's engaged and then
she's not.
Because she's not. And then the girls walk away and the coworkers go, oh, are you pregnant? So now, oh no, that family thinks she's pregnant.
Now the family thinks she's fucking.
And he announces at her friend's New Year's party. I just don't care about any of this.
The issue with this movie is that really nothing mattered.
And
nothing mattered at any point.
We get another voicemail from Ashley. Surprised she hasn't heard from her boyfriend or whatever and wants to see her cat. Right. I don't care. More stuff happens with Joe. I just don't care. Okay. And then what do we get now? We get Jack. We already saw. We don't even care about that. It's New Year's. He won't let her drink. She's pregnant.
Everything. I'm just like, people are just going from place to place to place, having conversations that don't fucking matter or further the plot or tell me anything about who they are, and just things are just occurring.
Yeah, some conversation with her about leaning, that she hugged this guy differently because she leaned. She's leaning, and then Joey said something about leaning, and I'm like, dude, everyone
needs to calm down in this movie.
Chill out.
All right, who the fuck cares?
I don't care. New Year's, he wakes up.
Peter is awake.
God.
He finally wakes up. He's seen the family standing around.
Yeah.
She's there. They're like, he's like, who is she? They're like, your fiance.
Amnesia.
And then he's like, I don't remember her. Oh, you have amnesia.
They decide because of that.
And he decides, I must have amnesia.
He's
a
like, do I like Jello?
dumb man.
He's a dumb, rich
and maybe
asshole.
that is what happens when you come out of a coma. I don't know.
No.
I mean, it might be like confusing and disorienting.
It could be confusing, but like, especially later, we see he can name his social security number, his old GPA. He knows everything, you know?
He just doesn't remember his fiance.
And he's an idiot.
Oh my God. All right.
Whatever. It's just too much, like,
it's
she and Jack are like, we become good friends, blah,
and
blah,
then
blah.
Saul is like, okay, I'm going to sort this out. I'll tell them so you don't have to.
And all of this stuff with Saul, also a waste of time.
Okay.
What does this do for anyone?
So then he goes to talk to Peter, and he's supposed to be like, hey, all of this was a lie. But instead he's like, you love her and you just don't remember her.
Yep.
She's not only your fiance, she's your guardian angel.
And you're a putz. And he is a putz.
And then he's like, give her a shot.
Give her 2 minutes.
2 minutes. If you aren't in love, tell her you want to break up. I mean, I guess this is a way to sort out the situation without telling. Okay. You wake up from a coma.
Yes.
You're told that this person is your fiance. You don't remember them. What would you do?
Okay. I don't remember them. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, tell me how we met. Tell me everything. Tell me what we did. Do you have any pictures of us? Like, I have questions for everyone around me.
Yes.
How do we know this? Show me the things.
Right. Proof. Let's say there is proof.
Like what?
Like pictures, like you genuinely don't remember this person, and not for like, this is a short ass amount of time. They've been together since September, so they've been together 3 months. Yeah. Let's say you don't remember that you were with someone for 2 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And what would you do?
Well, assuming that I don't think everyone's pulling a prank on me for some reason, because I go paranoid pretty fast.
Yeah.
I'd be like, who's this prank for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess at some point I'd have to like believe him, but I'd be like, we need to do it on my terms where we're acting like we're on a first date and getting to know each other.
I feel like,
but even then, I'm not going to like be married to you.
No.
I'll meet you and get to know you to be kind, but I'm not like, stay with me in my room where my family is. You're not my family to me. I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I would be very like, I just can't see that working. Well, I'm sure it could work out, but I think that would be really hard, because if I were in the other position and someone didn't remember me, like there'd be a part, I don't know. I can't decide if it would be like annoying.
Pretty fucking offensive, isn't it?
And I'd be like, what? Now I have to tell you everything about myself again?
It's
Jesus.
like finding a whole new therapist. You're like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't want to get to know me again.
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
You're filling in a therapist on shit, and you're just like, I don't know.
Why don't you just know me?
And I'm like, and this is important, but like I've worked through it. It's fine.
So it's like dull. It's dull.
Like, it's boring information, but I have to tell you.
I guess, because we have to know each other. It'd be
Again.
exactly like that. But frankly, even if like my partner, something hurt their brain, they don't remember me anymore, I'd be offended.
You got a fresh start.
I'd be offended. I'd be like, really? You can't make because your brain's broken? Fucking really? That's how little impact I had on you?
I'd be like, wow,
Okay.
I guess we both are
we'll break
single
up, huh?
again.
Wow, good for us. I don't remember you either.
All right.
And then I just don't even care about this whole story about Jax wanting to be not his dad's business. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything for this movie. I don't care.
Is fucking whatever. Okay, then now Jack is like, oh my God, I like her. I don't even know who he's talking to. He's talking about some shit. He's like, she would go all the way to Europe just to get a stamp on her passport. Is that insanity?
He's talking to his coma boy brother who's awake.
He's like, is that insanity? And I'm like, I think that's why a lot of it, like, you go there, but like, yeah, you want the stamp in your passport. That's not insanity. Whatever.
Oh, I think it's weird.
To just want to stamp it in your passport?
Yeah, to go somewhere just for the stamp.
That's
crazy.
I feel
get
like...
a little stamp. Get a little stamp, buddy. You want a little stamp? Get a little stamp.
I feel like when I go to a country, I want to have the stamp.
This is crazy. But you don't go there for that. So
No,
you
but
come
it's a
back and
part
be
of
like,
it.
look at the stamp.
No, but it's a fun little collector.
It does nothing for me.
I like having the stamps in my passport. It feels like a fun little collection.
But I don't think that your whole thing would be diminished. Like, you want to go there just so afterwards you have the stamp.
No, but I would go there just to like check it off a list.
To go to a place?
Yeah.
To see it. Or to check it off a list. Because those are two different things.
I think that both things can be true.
I think checking off a list is like such a bummer, but going because you really want to see the place is so valid.
I think that you could want both.
I think you can. But what if you only want to check it off a list? That's crazy, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's weird. I think it's weird.
You're so mad.
Yeah. Guess what? I am. News to everyone listening. I'm mad. But he says this whole speech specifically because fucking coma boy is like, oh, maybe I'll just make a clean start with Lucy. Like, what does he like about her? He's like, I don't know. I could learn to like her maybe.
No one knows anything about this woman.
No.
No one knows anything about anyone.
I mean, I guess Jack walked with her by a river once and knows about dead dad and stamp bullshit, which isn't a reason to travel, but whatever,
It's not a reason to travel.
It's pretty, but that's the implication.
But people
here.
have
those are
bucket
the words.
lists.
The words say that. But hopefully you're making your bucket list, which is things you want to do before you die, because you want to do those actual things.
Yeah,
like
but
you
you're
want to
also
be in this
checking it
place.
off a list.
I think you can check it off a list, and I really think that if it's just to check it off a list, that's crazy. But if it's because you want to go there and that's why it's on your list,
I just don't really see the difference.
I think they're so different.
But like, why else would you go?
To say I went here to people, that's like the same as checking on a list. It's like people who like put in their dating profiles like, I went to 29 countries, and I'm like, who's this for? Like, did you love it, or you want to bragging that you went to 29 countries? Do you know what I mean? That's so different to me. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. The thing is, if I'm being like fair, this poor girl's never left the country.
Yeah.
I think a stamp has extra meaning for her.
I think her dad always talked about Florence. I think that she actually wants to go to Florence, right?
With her dad.
I was confused about this also because I was like, she just wants the stamp, but like she's still gonna go there. That's what I mean. I feel like checking something off a list. I guess if you just like literally showed up in the airport, got the stamp, and turned around and went home, that would be fucking insane. But like, I don't think that's what people are doing.
Okay.
Do you think that's what people are doing?
I don't know. Doing a thing just for a stamp is crazy to me, and we're all acting like this sentence is reasonable, and it's not. That's all. Get a stamp.
But you want the stamp when you go to the country.
I don't think about it at all. It's an afterthought.
I feel like when I travel, sometimes when you travel somewhere and like in Europe, you'll be like, you end up in one country before you go to the one that you finally end up at.
Yes.
And you get a stamp for the country that you didn't go to.
Okay.
And I would rather have the stamp for the one that I went to.
Okay.
Because you want the stamp.
Because you were in that country.
Yeah. It's like a little collection.
Yeah. When you like remember your trip to Japan.
Uh-huh.
Are you going to your passport to look at your stamp, or are you looking at photos that you took and stuff from when you were actually there?
Both.
And that's what mattered. You are not. You're full of shit. You're
like,
full of shit, and I don't have time for this. I already hate this fucking movie.
Oh my God. I like still have my old passport.
That's cute.
I think it's cute to have your stamps and your things. And some stamps are fun in some countries.
Yeah, it's nice to see different stamps from different places.
Yeah. I don't think it's that crazy to want a stamp from the country you went to. Mm-hmm. Listen, I'm just trying to have any fucking discussion that's not this movie.
None of us are discussing. You're ignoring the sentence to go to a place just for the stamp. It's in the sentence that it's just for the stamp.
I just don't understand.
You don't go anywhere just for the stamp. This movie sucked, okay? Whatever. He likes her. He likes her. He likes her. He likes her so much. And then Ashley comes back from Portugal.
They're getting married the next fucking day at the hospital.
Oh, we're not going to talk about Ashley coming in and him saying that mean stuff about how he bought her nose and her tits?
Yeah, I mean, that happened.
He's like, keep them. I'm a changed man, which is crazy.
No, he says he's going to take them back.
He says he's going to take back the nose, but that she can keep the tits because he's a changed man.
It's nice of him.
But yes, anyways, for some reason they make them get married the next day.
At the hospital?
It seems like it. It seems like Jack is like hooked up to some IV bag.
I was also just confused because I'm like,
Peter.
he's like clearly rich. I'm like, you don't want to have a big whatever. Nothing in this movie makes sense.
No.
The wedding starts. She says, I object. Everyone says, I object. I'm in love with your son. No, not that one. Blah, blah, blah. Ashley shows up. She objects.
Turns out she's married to a different guy.
She has another man who shows up and objects.
It's a whole fun
This is
thing.
when I was like, does this movie know that it's ridiculous? Because this is ridiculous.
Just like nothing matters in this movie
No.
in a way that just, it feels like they're fine with wasting my time, you know? This movie could have been half the length or shorter to do the whole bit they wanted to do, and I added all these things where no one reacts to anything, whatever. I saved your life. You saved mine. Let me be part of your family. I want a family so bad. I want a family and I want stamps, and that's all I want in my fucking life.
And then he proposes at the ticket booth. Jack does.
Whatever. With his family.
We thought that was cute.
Well, his whole family. And it's like, because she's marrying him in the family, we get it. It's not just him. He throws a ring in there. And I think it's cute, but I'm like, I get it. It's marrying the family, so the family's with you. And she wants the family so bad.
I would be really annoyed if I got proposed to at work.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree. I don't like that part at all.
It's a terrible place to propose to someone.
Absolutely. And
I love you. They've literally spoken to each other, I don't know, a couple times.
Longer than Sleepless in Seattle, then.
They've mainly lied. Sleepless in Seattle, they don't get married in the end, though.
I guess not. You're right.
Yeah, it sucks that this ended with a wedding.
It's crazy. We don't know how far away the wedding is from this moment, do we? I don't think we do.
She seems real desperate to do it.
Sure. I mean, they are engaged, and that's crazy. That's
They're
bizarre.
engaged. They get married on a train. I guess let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They date for a year and are engaged for a year. Maybe it works out.
Love is love. I don't know. He took her to Florence.
She got a stamp. She saw nothing. Just the way we like it. I'm going to take out my passport, show you all my fucking stamps.
I think it'd be cute to see him.
This is what I said.
Because you're excited about it. That'd be cute.
Yeah, I want to see your passport with all your stamps.
I carry mine with me all the time because I have to leave the country.
Yeah, I mean...
Smart.
Never
this day
know.
and age. Right. So I guess someone asked her when she fell in love with Jack. Peter asked, and she said it was while you were sleeping. The title of the film right at the end. Wow, 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 wow. Fucking hated this. I really didn't like it, you know?
Yeah. This was the big issue is that nothing in this movie mattered and nothing was actually cute. Like there was nothing in this movie where I was like, okay, yes, I understand this is insane.
Yeah.
But this is kind of cute.
Yeah.
At no point was anything cute.
He got her a snow globe of Florence. That was supposed to be nice.
I really just could care less.
Yep.
Or could not care less. Could care less. Could not care less. I don't fucking care.
So much so that there's no fewer cares I can give.
I don't even fucking know.
Okay, so do we agree with whatever he said? What did we say?
I think we said, okay, he's ending it with her for sure.
Yeah.
Girl's desperate, sad, lonely.
Yep.
She's just awful. She's not
fine.
awful. She's just sad.
Whatever.
She's just a sad woman, and he'll end up leaving her because he's going to realize he seems like mildly reasonable when he first shows up, and then he just like loses it. But maybe he'll come to his senses and divorce her within the year. Yeah. I think it really depends on how long their engagement was. If they got married right away, year tops.
Yep.
If they went through a year engagement and have decided they really like each other, you know.
And no kids, I think a few years.
A few years. Yeah. You have kids, I guess you're in it.
Yeah, they're in it.
I guess you really fucked up, didn't you?
Yep. All right. Good podcast. Loved it.
Okay.
Yes.
At the time of filming this podcast, we have not had a movie that we hated be released yet. And I am wondering how those go.
Like how the audience reacts to hearing
like
us
if
just
this
fucking
is,
loathing what happened.
Yeah. Movie that we really hated is about to come out. So
we'll find out
at time of this filming.
And if you don't like that, maybe recommend good fucking movies.
Yeah, I feel like people are, and I'm okay with a movie where we hate the couple. I'm down to hate the couple. But, like, at least the movie needs to have some redeeming qualities. Like, this was insane. This was insane. All right.
This has been
When Harry Dumped Sally. Yeah. I'm happy.
All right. Must be nice. Follow us. We do stuff every Tuesday. You'll see it.
It'll be every Tuesday. Sometimes we like the movies and sometimes we don't.
Yeah.
And this time, not so much. And hopefully the next one's better. You recommended the next one. So if the next episode's bad, guess who we get to blame?
So true.
I can't fucking wait.
This is a lot of
See you
pressure.
next week.
Bye.
Bye.